Hello students, and welcome to today's lesson. Today we want to continue from where we left off in our previous class. We're going to look at the topic description. Description is a kind or type of exposition. In our last class, we were introduced to the topic expository writing. And there we learned that there are 5 kinds of expository writings. The first one we listed was description. And so we want to do some more work. We want to go in depth with this one. When we're talking about descriptions of any sort, how would you describe something? How would you describe somebody? When I put this picture here, I am sure the first thing you did was react. She looks serious, right? And that is one way to describe the woman seen in the picture. I would say this is a serious teacher. I'm sure someone else would say she looks strict. I mean, she has a whip and all. Her facial expression is real serious. And so you describe persons using adjectival words. Additionally, you would not only describe their characteristics or their personal traits, but when describing someone, you look at their appearance. This woman is Caucasian. She has brown hair. She's clothed in a white shirt and a black jacket. How else would you describe this teacher? I just said she's a teacher, didn't I? Why would I say she's a teacher? Would you agree with me? Does she look like a teacher? I think so. So essentially, based on someone's appearance and their behavior, you can grasp something about them. You can give information just by describing their appearance and character traits. That's what description is all about. Therefore, when we're doing descriptive expositions, we are essentially describing. Here's another picture. Now you must be really scared. I mean, there's a burglar next to me. Let's say, God forbid, we had a burglary and you had to report this matter to the police. Now for the police to write a report, he would ask you, how would you describe the person? How would you describe the burglar? Based on the image seen here, how would you describe this man? Firstly, he's a man, right? Then you would look at the clothes he's wearing, his facial features. He has a moustache. His face is actually a kind of squared look. I think so. His ears are out, so you tell the police, oh, he has bat ears. All right, he's short, he's stocky. Then they might also ask you about his voice. So essentially, you're using your senses now, what you saw, what you hear, to describe a person. Let's look at the third picture. Here I've given you an animal. The subject of this image is a horse. From looking at the horse, depending on if you're an animal lover, you'd say, "Aw," or you'd say, "Oh, that horse looks strong. We can see the muscles of the horse." And then you would talk about the color. It's brown and it has a white in front on its face. So by now you pretty much understand how to describe. Or maybe you've been just reminded. I have one more picture for you. Wow. This is a beautiful scenery. Don't you think? I mean, it looks so serene. There are flowers, there's the still water. It just looks majestic. I would like to go there for some peace and quiet, won't you? And here, we can also write a descriptive piece based on a scene, based on a place. So when you're writing anything descriptive, it doesn't have to be a person, an animal. It can be a place. It can be anything you want to describe or talk about. So then, what would you say descriptive exposés are? What would you say description is all about? It's a text or writing that explains a topic, an idea, a person, a place, an object. Let's go that again. It's a text or writing that explains a topic, idea, person, place, or object. Another term for description is extended definition. Remember, any form of expository writing is essentially an essay, which means it has to be extended writing. And descriptions are not just one word or two sentences. Therefore, the same we're saying is that description or descriptive exposés are really extended definitions. So you're saying what the thing is, but you are giving more information. Because remember, you are seeking to expose the subject matter, to illuminate. It entails the characteristics, features, details, and examples of a specific topic. Whatever your subject matter is, descriptions give details, characteristics, features, and examples. Hence, we use the term extended definition. So now that you've learned what a description or an extended definition exposé is all about, how do we actually write it? How do we go about this writing task? I mean, we have to write. But how do we do it? As I said before, with any essay, they are practically or basically three parts. Remember, we did the hamburger. There's the top bun, the loaf there. Then there's the middle with all the ingredients, the lettuce and the tomato and the meat and the mayonnaise and ketchup. Yeah. And then we have the loaf at the bottom. Same thing. So there's the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. Introduction first. Then we go down to the body. Here we talk about the characteristics of our subject. That can be, what does it look like? What can it do? Or, what are its special features? And to conclude, we will talk about a closing statement, something like a grand finale. So this is the outline. This is practically what it entails. When you are writing a description, you must say what it is. Firstly, it's an extended definition. So whenever you're defining something, you say what it is, don't you? And then we're going to add some characteristics oh, this thing is like this, or this person does this. So you give some features. Remember, you're giving information. And then you conclude with a closing statement. Do you think you understand how to write a description? I have an example to show you. This is based on oasis. An oasis is a place in the desert. It is made fertile by a permanent or nearly permanent supply of water. Oases vary in size. Some are small green specks in the desert. Others are large enough to sustain millions of people, such as the lower valley of the Nile River. Most desert soils are rich in plant nutrients and need only water to be productive. Water in an oasis may fall as rain hundreds of miles away, then flow underground to emerge in a well or spring. Water in an oasis may also come from a stream that originates in a rainy area, then flow through an arid region. The Nile is a good example. In many oases, in the Sahara and in Arabia, nearly every square inch of land is used. 3 layers of agricultural production exist side by side, consisting of an upper layer of date palms, a middle one of olive trees or grapevines, and an assortment of vegetables at the ground level. Did you understand that piece of expository writing? Here, we're talking about an oasis. First, we defined an oasis. It's a place in the desert. And then we said it is made fertile by permanent or nearly permanent supplies of water. So we're now venturing to give information. Note also, there were 3 paragraphs giving information, informing you, illuminating your mind. I'm sure it was a learning experience for some of you. You should give your writing a title. You just saw oasis. So you knew, the readers knew beforehand that, okay, we're about to learn about an oasis. Organize your writing in paragraphs in a clear and logical way. As I said before, you are given 3 paragraphs. Each paragraph would have spoken about something differently. Language is simple and straightforward. Were you able to understand what we read? Yes. Did I beat around the bush? No. I give you information straight, only about an oasis. And lastly, the tone is formal. It wasn't comical. There were no jokes in there. We kept it very formal. Now we're going to look at graphic organizers, because I want you to be able to write your own exposition. So you must be able to arrange your thoughts, first of all. So you have the main idea. You have your topic. You know what it is that you want to talk about. Maybe you want to talk about a dog, the television set itself, your teacher, a pencil, water in a glass. Remember, you can talk about anything imaginable. So you develop an idea. Then you must have details, characteristics, features, ideas, information. So you draw up this little shape here in a book, a scrapbook, a piece of paper. And then you put your little ideas. Here is one idea, here's another one. So you jot down every idea. Each idea can make up its own paragraph. and then you'll become an experienced writer with a little bit of practice. I'm going to give you another example. Here we're talking about the beautiful butterfly. The butterfly is a flying insect with 2 wings and 2 antennae. They have 3 main body parts: the head, thorax, and abdomen. Butterflies have a long proboscis, or tongue, that they use to drink nectar from plants. Butterflies come in many different colors and sizes. The world's smallest butterfly, the blue pygmy, has a wingspan the size of a nickel. That's a coin. The world's biggest butterfly, Queen Alexandra's birdwing, has a wingspan of 12 inches. When you see a butterfly, you must enjoy the moment. The lifespan of most butterflies is only 20 to 40 days. Some butterflies only live for 3 to 4 days. A butterfly starts out as an egg and grows into a caterpillar. The caterpillar then forms a hard shell called a chrysalis. Inside the chrysalis, the caterpillar turns into a butterfly. You can find butterflies anywhere in the world, except Antarctica. I think that was a very informative piece. I've learned so much about butterflies. Have you? Yes. Each paragraph gave information, and the writing was plain and simple and easy for us to understand. We were told from the inception that butterflies are flying insects. Then they spoke about its appearance. It has 2 wings and 2 antennae. It spoke about its characteristics. We learned about the biggest and the smallest butterfly in the entire world, not just Guyana. We learned about its lifespan, its wingspan. We learned that butterflies can be found anywhere, in 6 continents. The 7th one, which is Antarctica, it's probably too cold. So now that I've given you 2 examples, do you think you're ready to write your own? Let's summarize. What have we learned today? We learned that description is also called extended definition. It entails the characteristics, features, details, and examples of a specific topic. When you're writing, you ought to include the title. Organize your writing in paragraphs, and make sure your words are clear and arranged in a logical order. Your language must be simple and formal. So here you have it. We looked at one of the 5 types of expository writings. I like this type. Do you? I hope you do. And I encourage you, students, to practice writing. Describe, use your senses, what you see, what you can feel, even the sounds you hear. Have fun while writing. And remember, your purpose for writing is to inform, expose, and illuminate. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.